we're in for a little bit of a break this week, guys. Let's just get right into it. Hello everyone, this is Rachelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly angelic message for the week beginning August 13th, 2018. Heads up, I have to have my patio door open because the AC, we had a huge storm here just 2 days ago in Colorado Springs where, I mean, it was almost catastrophic. I mean, it was pretty bad. And my AC is not working, so I have to have the door open, but there are kids playing outside. They have their dog out there, it's barking. It might be a little noisy this week. It's just going to have to be. I will melt under these lights if I don't get a little bit of air. Okay. So anyway, let's just get right into it here. We had Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel coming forward. Michael is here to help you feel protected in this week, not because, you know, there's going to be like big scary things happening. I mean, there are going to be happenings in the world, but he's here to help you feel protected as you take a rest. So almost making you feel as if you're okay to let go for a little bit. Does that make sense? A lot of us might get anxiety about that and be like, no, I have these deadlines. No, I have to get this done. No, I have to get that done. It will turn out just fine. Okay. Archangel Gabriel comes forward to help you feel nurtured, especially this week, so that your creativity can flow. So this isn't a week of trying to push on anything. This isn't the week to, what do I want to say? You don't want to keep like striving. That's the word I want to use. Thank you. Yeah, so no need to keep striving. Time to let things rest. You'll see, as we'll see here, like some stuff might be crumbling away for you. And I think it's making way for a brand new start. So let's just get into it. It says, and it's kind of short too, a bit of a reprieve in individual lives. May feel as if you have come to a standstill, but rejoice in this. We are Gabriel and Michael, archangels of God's highest. Let there be no doubt. And I know why they came forward with that, because if you follow any of my videos, you know I usually have someone come in and say, you're talking to the dark ones, you know, whatever. I am good at what I do, okay? So when there's dark energy, I can tell the difference, right? These are archangels coming in. And I think that was funny that as I was sitting there and I saw, you know, as I was writing out, I saw their names kind of popping up on the page. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. People are going to be like, you're talking to the dark ones. And that's when they came forward and said, let there be no doubt. This is us. Okay. So where were we? We are protecting you and guiding your next step. So this is important. Let's pay attention to this. Take this time to reflect, let go, and then and then bring yourself then bring yourself to the present, the stillness. Happenings will occur, so there's still going to be, you know, world events happening, natural disasters. I mean, the earth is in the middle of her labor pains. There's no getting around that. Okay, that's going to keep happening, and man is not reacting well, and so acting out against one another. But you are turning in your tides, as we have said. A new dawn is upon you. Now remember, we previously said we need to protect the kids, protect the children, and that still stands. However, I feel that we have gotten enough energy out there. If you're looking at it on a scale of like 0, you know, 0 meaning there's no help on the way, everything is just run amok, and 100 where we've gotten to some sort of perfection, I feel like we're 45% of the way there, right? So keep up with that good energy of helping the children. Yes, I know there have been some horrible stories about kids out there and all of that. But of course, we keep praying for them. We keep sending our love. All right. So where were we? Take this time to rest. Be not of fear that your life will crumble, for that, all caps, is assured. Don't fear that your life is going to crumble, because it's going to, okay? That's part of the process. That has to happen. Okay. Now some of you are like, but I like my life. It's okay. All the stuff that is working for you will remain. Everything that doesn't work for you will have to go. All right. Be of good cheer, loves, that you will be happy with times to come. So we're getting there. All right. But they want us to rest and restore ourselves. The work is not done, but you must take this time to rest. With all love, Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel. All right, so a big time of rest, chill out a little bit, go out and look at that night sky if you're in a place where you can do that. And it just occurred to me, as we were talking about kids a little bit, I want to just quickly, before we get onto the cards, I want to send my love out to everybody in Colorado Springs and of course across the world. Everybody's been going through something, but Monday's storm was really, really scary. And I especially want to send my love to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. You guys know that place is very, very dear and special to me. When I first moved to Colorado Springs, it was not an easy move. It was one of the hardest things in my life. And I was in kind of a bad place because I was around, I ended up getting into this living situation where I felt threatened all the time. And the place that I went to get grounded, to rest, to feel connected was the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. And that almost became like my second home because it's gorgeous. It's in the mountains. There's all that noise I told you about. It's gorgeous. It's in the mountains. The staff is really, really nice. But one thing I hadn't shared with you previously, and I'm going to share just a quick story here. The first time I went to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, I was really taken aback by how many giraffes they had. Okay. Now, up until then, I like animals and everything just fine. But if you said, hey, you want to go to the zoo? I'd be like, why? That's like kid stuff. All right. That's for kids. But when I came and I saw like their herd of giraffes, like I said, I was really taken aback. And one of them, I can't remember her name. I feel like her name started with an M because I vaguely remember thinking, oh, I'll remember that because my name is Michelle, right? Same initials. And I also vaguely remember the staff member saying, oh, that's the mama. She's a mama and there's her baby next to her. I mean, it wasn't like a tiny little baby, but, the giraffe was not quite as big as mom. And this giraffe, in my mind, now I might be making this up, I don't know, but it seemed like this giraffe just knew that I needed a hug. I know this sounds really kind of cheesy, but just hang with me here. I was standing there and I was so taken aback by these giraffes because I had never really seen one, number one, this big and up that close. And she walked right over to me, and I swear to you, she like nuzzled her face kind of very, very gently up against mine. And she stood there and let me pet her. And of course, before I did, I asked, is this okay? Like, are we supposed to be touching them? Like, are we allowed to pet them? And the staff member was like, yeah, that's the whole point. You're supposed to, bond with them. So I had no food in my hands, nothing like that, because you're allowed to feed them lettuce. You can get lettuce there to feed them. And she just let me pet her. And the more I did, the more I started to feel better and better and better. And it was like she literally came over and gave me a hug. Since that day, I was addicted. I was a goner. I was a goner for giraffes. I was a goner for, these big animals that are at the zoo. And I ended up having some beautiful bonding moments with the other animals there. And my point is that, that's why that place is so near and dear to my heart. And if you guys haven't heard in the news, because I don't know if it was national news, but they suffered a lot of damage. They lost 2 animals, a vulture that I can't remember if the vulture was endangered, but it needed to be bred, and I think that's why it was brought to the United States. And also a duck was killed. A lot of people were injured. A few of those people were zoo staff that were running out and trying to get the animals under cover. Now, if some of you want to jump to criticism, let me explain this. You might say, well, they knew that the storm was coming. That's true. There were alerts out. But I don't think that they expected, like hail this big to come crashing down as hard as it did. Okay? It was bad. So animals, I understand, are okay. The rest of them are okay. But my love and support to the people at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, especially all the staff that were running around getting hurt, trying to get the animals to safety. And most of you know as well, the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo has been through a lot because they just lost a baby giraffe. And, again, they've just been through quite a bit. So I would offer to you guys for your consideration. If you can pop on their Facebook page, get on their website. Again, just do a search for Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. It's in Colorado Springs, and all the information will be there. It's really easy to find. Send them a card. Do something on Facebook. Whatever you want to do. Send them an email. Just send your love, because these are good people there. And they saved your girl to some extent a few years ago. So if you would do that, I would be so appreciative. All right. Sorry for the long story. Let's get on to the cards. All right, guys, so let's get on to the cards. Let's see what else is coming up for this week. It seems like we're having a bit of a shorter message. I guess we need a little bit of a break from last week, which was almost an hour long. All right, so let's see what's coming up. Magic in the sky. There is magic in the sky. Actually, there's going to be I forget what it's called, but there's going to be a meteor shower. It's happening, I think it starts August 11th and 12th, and then at least where I'm at, you can see it pre-dawn on August 13th. So, magic in the sky. Oh, there's the first card, Malachite Healing. So this is why we're resting quite a bit this week. We're going to need all of our reserves. So for every single person, it's going to be different, which is why I should say at this point, if you want a personal reading, that's the only way we're going to know what's going on for you. Go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. All the information is there. I have stopped, I know this seems mean, but I have stopped answering all the emails going, how do I get a reading? How much are your services? What services do you offer? I give that information in every single video. Just go on over to my website, the services page, and you'll see all the prices. And I do everything digitally. I'm getting a whole lot of new subscribers, and thank you guys so much. We're going to be coming up on 44,444 subscribers probably pretty soon. So I'm hoping that I'm not like, it's not like 3 in the morning, I'm in bed all cozy and then it happens. But for my new subscribers, I take the approach with my personal readings to do them digitally for many, 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 many good reasons. And I need you to just trust that that's the process that I feel works best, okay? So get on over there, check it out, get in line for a reading. I'm still running so far, famous last words, but so far, still running ahead of schedule, okay? If you'd like to go over to Gumroad, I'm going to be filming the September videos. I'm going to have a little time this month to do that. So if all goes well with my computer and the internet, I should be having those up in the next couple of days. If you don't see them over at Gumroad in the next couple of days, fear not. My internet is being wonky, okay? I'll get them up. But there's also some courses over there, or, just videos on certain topics, some meditations. So get on over there. It's gumroad.com/angelsouls. And of course, thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. That means everything. And guys, I can't even tell you, that makes this possible, okay? Being on YouTube is not easy. I'm not complaining, but it costs a lot of money. It doesn't have to, but I'm at a level now where I have professional level equipment and, all that stuff, and it costs money. And when you guys show your love and support in that way, it makes me, it just takes the stress off in getting some of this stuff paid for. You know what I mean? So thank you again for all of your support. If you want to head on over there and support me on Patreon, all that information is down below as always. Okay, cool. So now we're going back to the healing. So we're healing our hearts. And this is also an understanding this week, like, okay, things are going on in the world. There's not, there's only so much we can do. There's only so much that we can take on. But you might find too that this week, as you rest, true feelings come up. True feelings come up. So this could be sort of like, maybe you thought of someone as an enemy and you suddenly feel some bit of compassion for them. You feel that welling up in you. Now, don't fight that and be like, oh, no, that's my sworn enemy. Don't let the brain come in there and start dictating things. If you need to heal a situation, it doesn't mean you're going to be besties with that person, but you don't have to hang on to any resentment, okay? So that's one scenario. Some of you who have much love to you and blessings to you, those of you who have lost someone, you're going to have a chance to heal. And I want to say this, and this will be controversial, but be careful with trying to summon, maybe I should make a whole other video on this, but be careful on trying to summon a spirit in. Number one, you don't know who you're summoning in, right? But also sometimes it's not in your best interest, and sometimes it's not in the best interest of the soul on the other side. Now, that's not every case. And I'm not saying you can't talk to your loved ones on the other side. Of course you can. But I know a lot of people who make ritual of like having a meeting with their loved one. And again, this isn't every case, but some people, you can tell that's just prolonging their grief. So they haven't done that complete healing to be able to sit in the presence of that soul and be able to feel okay about it. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So be mindful of how you're feeling. Make sure you're not sort of reopening a wound. Let yourself heal, and then, you know, of course, talk to your loved ones, as I said. But if you find someone out there that you feel like your loved ones have gone quiet on you on the other side, and that could be that you have some stuff that you need to get moving on here on earth, and maybe you haven't moved on because you're, you know what I'm saying, still focused on how life was with that person or something. Again, I can't sit here for everybody and tell you what that scenario is going to be. So just remember, bottom line, your loved ones have not left you. Of course, they're still there. But if you feel like they're going quiet on you, it might be time to do another layer of healing. Okay? Hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get more cards for us. One more shuffle, I think, shall do it. Okay. Preonite trust. Got a lot of green so far. All right. Petrified wood ancestors. So this kind of goes into, well, I feel like this goes into kind of what we were just saying, people that you're connected to. This card also comes up, sorry, I'm trying to get the glare off there. There we go. This card also usually comes up when it's time to not follow the same mistakes that have been made by our ancestors. We're supposed to be evolving. And if you want to get really into the weeds about it, I mean, some of you that are already incarnated now, you're your own ancestor, right? So, I think that's might have been one of the reasons why I got pulled to Colorado Springs. I was always, very fascinated about the pioneering days and what the West was like. And I always felt this draw to come here, but I never thought it was going to happen, and then it did. So, and then I got here, and I must have done some wrong stuff in those lifetimes. Because, like I said, it was rough when I moved here. But anyway, so then we have aquamarine communication. So this is angelic communication coming through. Let's start with that trust card. Sorry, I just showed you all of them. Let's back up. So we have malachite healing, and then we have preonite trust. All right. So this is trusting the feelings that are coming up to you and not trying to explain them away. This is trusting source, trusting God, trusting your guides, trusting your own gut. All right. Now remember, the gut is an intelligence in and of itself, right? You have your heart, brain, your intellect, and then you have that gut instinct, right? But sometimes the mental body will sort of take over your instincts and tell you, no, it can't be that. No, it has to be this. So watch out for that this week especially. There could be a situation coming up that needs to be healed, and your brain might get in there and be like, no, I vowed to never talk to that person again. I never will. And but somewhere in your gut, you're like, no, you know what? It's time to let go. It's time to let go. Again, that's not saying that if you have like an ex or something like that, you're supposed to go running back to your ex. No. Okay. This just means trust the feelings that are coming up around that and examine them and don't push them out. All right. Then we get into this petrified wood card, the ancestors, which I was talking about. So some of this can be getting grounded through, it depends on who you are and what direction you're coming from. So the ancestors card can mean for some people getting grounded, following, maybe some sort of tradition that your ancestors did to open up your spirituality, whatever the case may be. But for a lot of people, this is saying don't repeat the past mistakes. Don't do that. Okay. There's a reason why, I keep thinking they're putting war there. And the old fashioned, and I'm sorry to say this, but it kind of is old fashioned. And I'm talking from long, thousands of years ago, where there's honor in going to war. There's honor in being a warrior. And they're saying, be careful with that, because we are now in the time where that will not hold true. And I don't know what the heck would come of that, but if somebody continued to think that war equals glory, and it doesn't. Fighting does not equal glory. So it's going to get messy for a while. We're going to have some things that we can't really figure out. We're not going to have all the language to fully express it or explain it. And people are still going to be in their mindset where they want to jump on someone and prove them wrong. And we're going to have all that going on. But we need to learn from our ancestors. If warring with one another, even on an individual level, forget about worldwide, but even one-to-one, if that worked, we'd all be at peace. And we're not. Different approach time, okay? So then we have aquamarine communication. This talks about communicating with your spiritual team, talking to your angels, but this is also peacefulness. Work with Sandalphon this week. Haniel's coming through as well, and she usually resonates with balance, especially hormonal balance. So if we get our hormones and our physical body sort of out of whack, she can help us kind of, get centered again, because see, that's where a lot of anger comes from as well. People just feeling imbalanced. So she resonates with the moon, okay, moon phases, and she's the angel of joy, the archangel of joy. So focus on resting, healing, communicating with your spiritual team. Have a date with the angels this week, all right? So make sure you're starting out every day with just a couple of minutes of breathing, connecting, and don't use the angels or your spirituality to put yourself above others. I say that all the time. Don't get pretentious about it, okay? Because some people like to do that because they want to blame everybody else for how they feel. And I get it. There are people who will come along and they've got darkness working through them, and they're going to ruffle our feathers, or they're going to make us feel threatened, or, I don't know, out of place, or whatever the case may be. Co-workers want to try us, but you have control over yourself. And even I have to learn that lesson. Well, not even I. You guys know I need to learn that lesson. So really make it a very big choice to sit down and spend time with your spiritual team this week. Okay? Let's get the color card going. And let's see what else we can offer. I wonder if it'll be red like my eyeshadow. Oh, P.S. Speaking of my eyeshadow, I wear color on my face. I get comments like, I don't like your eyeshadow, it's too red. Nobody asked you. I know that sounds harsh, but I don't know how else you're going to get it. Like, this is going to happen, okay? I might wear completely black, next week. I might wear, purple or green or blue. I do what I want, okay? It's color therapy for me. I like it, and it's good artistic expression. I'm not saying it's good, but it gets my creative juices flowing, and it inspires me, and that's how it's going to be. All right? So, and I hope you guys will hear that and not get defensive, because I know it can be a little off-putting when you hear somebody be like, well, and listen about this audience. But I don't do that to make everybody feel uncomfortable. I do that, one, to set a boundary, and two, maybe you can learn where, next time somebody insults you, instead of just taking it, you can go, no, unacceptable. This is who I am, and this is how it's going to be. We don't have to keep apologizing for ourselves. Y'all! Oh, great. Now my face is going to... Hold on. You see this? Yes. Okay, so... Anyway, Scarlet, attract success. The number is 7. 7 resonates with the angels, and it's saying your angelic team is here with you. Success may not look the way you expect it to, but on a soul level, you are attracting in success. And this is also talking about your power to make the right moves. It's interesting that I pulled this right as I was saying, hey, set a boundary and don't make fun of my eye makeup. That seems so shallow and silly, but seriously, if you really think this is about eye makeup, I can't help you, okay? This goes beyond that. But I think it's funny, we were just talking about setting a boundary with people, and then this comes out, and the way to attract success is to not keep bending over backwards for people and whatever, but being balanced, okay? Now, I want to explain this a little bit because I feel like there's going to be a lot of young professional people out there, okay? I'm talking in your 20s, and you think you're going to show up and start mouthing off to the CEO who really you could be learning from, because you think, well, you know, I'm setting a boundary. I don't have to go get your coffee for you or whatever. Remember, we all have to learn in stages. So balance is the key here. But this, I mean, you got your angelic team with you. We're attracting in success. This almost reminds me of a rose. Isn't that weird? It's just a spiral of light, but it kind of does look like the rose card in a way. So groundedness, root chakra, feeling safe, okay? And giving yourself time this week to even ask yourself, what is true success? You know what I mean? I had to redefine that for myself. You know, there was a time I got so hung up on, I need to buy a house, I need to buy a house, I need to buy a house. And I was like, you know, what is success? Is it owning a home, or is it being happy where I'm at? Right? You know, it's all about the happiness. Will having a huge house really make you happy? Some of you can go, oh yeah, it would. Oh yeah, until you have to pay the taxes on that thing. Until you have to clean it or hire a staff to clean it, and then you have to manage the staff, or, you know, I don't know how big your dreams are, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we can sort of evaluate and really get truthful with ourselves. What is real success to us? What will really make us happy? Okay, so we're going to leave it there. I'm going to go off and record those September readings to put up on Gumroad, and I'll see you next week. Sending you so much love, and take care.